So Marco Rubio got his ass handed to him in his home state of Florida yesterday. Trump nearly doubled Rubio's vote count. So that is monumentally embarrassing because this is his state. So people are supposed to go. I mean, look what happened with Kasich in Ohio. Kasich had roughly a negative 12% chance of winning. People in Ohio were still like, yeah, I'm going to go vote for him anyway because he's the person from my state. In Florida, Trump nearly doubled Rubio's votes. Oh my God, that's so immensely sad. So I want to talk about why Rubio is so pathetic and why the establishment adores him. Now, it wasn't that long ago that Rubio was on the cover of magazines where it said, Republican savior. And everybody in the media would say, oh yes, the polished young politician who knows how to stick to his talking points and looks like somebody from 1984, 1983, and that old school kind of politician cadence and rhythm and inflection when he talks. So the establishment loved him for all of the ridiculous, insignificant face value reasons, and also because he's their bitch. So the giant corporations, Wall Street, big money donors, all of them knew, hey, that's our puppet. So what Marco Rubio offers us is what appears to be change on the outside from the old Republican guard, but following orders and being exactly the same on the inside. And in a way, you could say that's like what Obama was on the Democratic side. Hey, a young, fresh face. Hey, look, he's black, guys. That means he must be a real radical liberal. And then when he gets in office, what does he do? He governs in a centrist or center-right, pro-establishment, pro-corporate way. He does a few good things. Don't get me wrong. I've given Obama credit when he deserves it. But by and large, he continued the system, and he's part of the system. He is the establishment. That's what Marco Rubio is. The idea was to trot somebody out there and go, hey, look, his last name is Rubio. Hispanics, huh? You want to vote for him? Huh? And they thought he's young, he's good looking, his last name's Rubio. The Republicans now know they need not just white voters, they need minority voters in order to have a shot in a general election. So they think, okay, put this guy out there, and then hopefully they'll overlook the fact that his policies suck and are against everybody in America, except the rich. And people looked and they were like, fuck off. I want nothing to do with this guy. And the perfect example of this is what's been happening in the debates. So you have Donald Trump, this bloviating, arrogant billionaire, who's out there, but what is he saying in the debates? Now, half the time it's racist, xenophobic bullshit, but then the other half the time it's pseudo-populism. So he's like, I'm going to stop your jobs from being shipped overseas. I hate these bullshit free trade deals. Hey, I'm not going to cut Social Security or Medicare, Medicaid. I'm looking out for the people. I care about you guys. I want to make America great again. And what's dipshit Rubio doing? We need to cut Social Security. We got to raise the retirement age, and we have to do more free trade deals because free trade is part and parcel of conservative values. People look at him like, number one, you're a robot. Number two, that's not appealing to me. You think your average Republican-based voter is like listening and they have the same kind of test that a dipshit anchor on CNBC has where they say, please talk to me about lowering corporate taxes. No, they want to know, are you for them or are you against them? Now, many of them are also bigoted, so they want to know you're a little bit of a bigot too. But then on top of that, they don't give a shit about your conservative credentials and how much you say, I want to balance budgets and this and that. No, what they care about is, do I feel like you're for me or not? Now, Donald Trump is almost certainly against them, but he pretends to be for them, and they fall for it. He's an awesome con man. Marco Rubio tells you he's against you. And so all the other things that are supposed to be a positive for him, hey, young, fresh face, his last name's Rubio, know what I'm saying, Hispanics? All that stuff means absolutely nothing. And this is the fundamental miscalculation of the establishment. The establishment thinks everything's good, la-di-da, it's good for us, I guess it's good for everybody else. Keep putting up these puppets, keep putting up these people that represent change in insignificant ways, and then people will vote for it and we'll continue along our merry way here where we keep getting richer and everybody else gets poor. People are sick of it. They're fucking sick of it. And so you have an election cycle now where the bullshit establishment politicians, everybody now knows what they are. And I think a lot of this also has to do with the internet too. Because, on the internet, it's like this whole new way of communicating that we didn't have that long ago. And in this particular realm, people have this remarkable ability to be almost too real with people. Like, they'll call your bullshit out from a mile away. They're like, it's bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And so somebody like Martin O'Malley comes along, or somebody like Marco Rubio comes along, people are like, that smells fucking funky, man. And also notice, it's the older voters who are the only people left in the country that still look at that and go, yeah, he talks in a really fake way. He talks like the nightly news anchor, where he has the fake voice and the perfect posture, and he points at you like this, and he says, I am going to make this country great because we are a wonderful people. Who the fuck says that? We are a wonderful people. What kind of a fucking sentence is that? It's a bullshit politician sentence. Only older voters who were raised on that fakeness look at that and go, yes! Younger people are like, are you going to talk to me like a human being or what, slapstick? Tell me something. Tell me something policy-wise that I know you'll help me with. And Marco Rubio was the opposite of that. He's the glitchy Marco bot who repeats himself ad nauseum, ad infinitum. He's just a mesh of talking points in his mind without any real policy substance. And when he does talk policy, it's always biased in favor of the corporations and the rich and against you. So the fact that he's relatively young and good-looking and his last name is Rubio means Dickie McGee's axe. So this represents something here. The utter and complete collapse of politicians like Martin O'Malley and Marco Rubio, it shows you that it's a new age in American politics. And that new age, at least, sounds like a straight shooter. Now, in the case of Trump, he's not a straight shooter. He lies nonstop. But he's putting on the act, I'm a straight shooter. Somebody like Bernie. You know, he's exceeded everybody's expectations from the beginning in this election, and he's an actual straight shooter. So we're seeing a revolutionary thing happen in American politics. I think overall it's a change in the right direction. So you guys can take your bullshit candidates like O'Malley and Rubio and shove them up your ass.